everybody. Oh, trying to decide what we want to do today. I guess this is an easy way to start the day, right? Roll that. Ooh, mirror glamour. Nice. Means this will be terrible, right? Oh, not that bad. 72. So we had a 89. Which did just put us into the next. So this is fine. Alright, greetings and salutations everyone, I am Samius, and we are playing some Dungeons & Dragons Online, like we have been pretty consistently the last couple of days. I go live and immediately start my sneezing frenzy. Some little treasure hunter elixirs now too. Yay. I'm having such a hard time making room for some of these like weird miscellaneous. That's why we rolled the dice though, right? I'll put that over here. Alright, so we have a couple of choices. We can carry on with Threnals. Looks like I need to update the boat's junk anyway. What do you have? Probably not very long. Yeah, okay. Need some small amenities. So anyway, like I was saying,
it's a very intense moment. The chance to try something nobody's ever tried before.
Yeah, I saw your tweet, Talab. I'm sorry to hear that your train is 2 hours behind. Thought maybe you were, I didn't check the timestamp on that post, though. Man, it sucks. But hopefully that means the train will be there soon. Right? Come on. We gotta look at the bright side of this stuff, don't we? Alright. Another hour to wait and then... Yeah, well, you take the train because you don't want to deal with the hassle, right? Like, I've actually been considering doing the train a lot, so... I think I want Sonic... You know what, we'll just... See. Sorry, I like these in a semi-particular order, so I'm trying to, like, remember how this goes. So I'm pretty sure this one's the Sonic. And then the electric. Anyway, all sorts of craziness going on right now. No, I think what we'll probably do is sometime in the next week or so, I'll probably grab somebody to make a whole bunch of them. And just stack them up. I really feel like it's a terrible plan. Hey, good morning, Beef. How's your 4-day weekend so far? Good? Looks like we're basically cleaned up here. So we have to make some decisions. Do we A, take level 10 and carry on? Or do we B, go do some Threnals for the videos? I think, right? Oh, maybe the Threnals aren't 9? Maybe they're higher than that? Oh, they're 8. So we could do Threnals after we level. It's close. It's close. Oh, that's right. This is what we have left at 7. Blacklock, Storm the Beaches, and the Tide Turns. I feel like we should probably do those. And get them out of the way. Get this saga. We're going to want that experience at some point. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Meanwhile, I'm going to check the Twitter again. So I've been watching the rally in Virginia this morning. So far, it looks like an awful lot of misinformation piled up together with some semi-legit stuff. Let's make sure our tweet went on as well. Looks like we good. Yeah, there's a lot of people talking about how there's all these people there with firearms in violation, but none of them are actually have moved on to not the correct. So the banning is for basically the courthouse area, and they're not on the courthouse. They're staying on this side. Beef says you're 18. You're gonna try to get to 20 today. That's pretty sweet. So like I'm just watching, making sure that there's no gun violence going on. That's just it. Like right now there's absolutely no violence. Apparently there's almost no cops at all. There's nobody there in riot gear. Like it's all just like super peaceful. From what I'm hearing or reading. Alright, let's finish up the Tide Turn stuff. Yeah, the Chiefs made it to the Super Bowl, which made my life a lot easier yesterday, that's for sure. When the boss's team is on the way to the Super Bowl. Saturday's pre-release had a couple less people in it than I would have liked because a group of guys went to watch the Chiefs game. As usual, it would have been nice to have another 4 or 5 people there, but people want to go to the game. I can respect that. I would not go sit someplace that cold and freeze my bum off. You won $12 betting on the 49ers, but lost a tenner against McGregor. Well, I don't know what to say about that. I will say I saw that there was Joe Rogan was trending because he was correcting some people about their shenanigans about surrounding that fight a little bit. Mostly the walk, I guess. I guess he was doing that one wrestler's walk, and people were like giving him credit. All right. All I know is I was like not real sure why I was reading that. Like, why am I still reading this chain? Because I like Joe Rogan, that's why. Speaking of, I have not gotten to watch the Joe Rogan Robert Downey Jr. interview yet, but I'm going to see if I can't make some time to do that this week. Today, I have to... Apparently, we're giving my mother-in-law a new refrigerator. So, at some point, Remington will be coming home today. And then I will probably have to, relatively shortly after he gets home, log off. Because I need his help with the truck. I'll have to go get a dolly and whatnot. Like, Remy and I could probably put the refrigerator in the truck, the refrigerator we have here into the truck. But this other refrigerator that my mother-in-law has is just massive. There's no way the two of us could get it out of our tiny little house without it. Somehow you just move it like this. Make sure there's nothing like crazy on my feed here. Let's take a look at this. Thing is, you don't know what's in there. You don't know if the compressor's on that thing. I don't know. That seems awful convenient. That thing may have been basically some glorified shell. We don't know. All right, let's brush our face because it's itchy. I don't know why it's so itchy this morning. And let's record. Sentinels of Stormreach: The Secret Lock. Okay. Anybody have anything to add to the conversation before we start this? I, of course, will be paying attention. In responding to chat 100% after, and try to play catch up after. But, I don't know, I kind of want to get some experience. I feel like I've been jonesing. I didn't even turn DDO on all weekend. I was swamped, the pre-release. Let me think. I played round 1 on Friday to make it even. Lots you could add, but nothing relative or productive. I played round 1 on Friday night to make it even. Had a really solid pool, like probably the best pool I had. And took my aggro opponent to time game 3, where I had dropped I think it's a trawler? No. That 3/5 lifelink flyer thing that gets +1 every time you draw a card, and you draw a card when you attack. So you're drawing 2 cards a turn, and it's a 5/5 lifelinker. Like, I had that thing active on the battlefield when time was called. Plus, I had, like, he had to try to race me, basically. But I had, I like two instants to, like, reduce the power of his guy and scry, so then I was drawing relevant information or relevant cards. Plus, I had 2 lands in my hand to discard to protect my 3/5. And he, when time was over, I was like, "Would you like to scoop?" Because the shop eats the pack. He looks at me, crosses his arms, says, "Nope." I say, okay, fine, then you can win. Because there's no reason for the shop to keep the pack, right? So then, why we were playing that match, we had another guy who did call us previously, but he didn't get there until the middle of the first round. So the shop owner decided to give him a first round bye, and then he made it odd again. So then I dropped out so everybody who came to play could play. So I played one game on Friday where my opponent stubbornly refused to scoop. Then I won. I was like 3-1 on Saturday. During the first Saturday flight, my deck was fine. Wasn't anything insane. And then I proceeded to open the 2 worst opens I've ever seen. Friday or Saturday night, it was okay, but there was no way to like close out the game. Like, I had a couple of 2-2s, and then and my curve was real bad when it came to creatures. And then I had I had 1 removal card on Sunday. I had 1 Banishing Light. There was literally not another removal spell in the deck. And I ended up playing like a mostly blue mill, where my 2 win conditions were I had 1 0/2 that milled every time you had a constellation card, and I had a Thassa's Oracle, I think is what it's called, where you scry equal to the number of blue devotion you have, and if you have less cards in your deck than you have devotion, you just win the game, which I did manage to pull off 1 game, which was glorious. And then several games I was able to mill people out, but it was super close. So, I mean, I had a lot of fun, even though I didn't, like, take home that many packs. I think I won a total of 36 packs or something, which, had I kept them all sealed, I could have played in the box sealed this next weekend, but I didn't. The set plays really nice, way better than I thought it was going to. I'm interested to see how it drafts. I think if you can draft a cohesive like strategy, you're gonna just crush everybody. Just crush. My one winning thing, and I'll tell you this, guys. One last thing here, basically. I ended up opening a total of 5 of the same rare. This Shadow Spear card. I had one in Friday night. I had my promo and a regular rare on Saturday, the one where I 3-1'd. Saturday night I had one, and Sunday I had one. So I literally got I have the promo and a non-foil set of this card. This card is insane, by the way. This card's really good. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 trample and lifelink. It's a 1-mana card, costs 2 to equip, and then it has a relative ability of for 1 generic permanent your opponents control, lose hexproof and indestructible at the end of turn. This is absolutely bonkers. It's absolutely bonkers. I was really pleased. Alright, well, let's do it. Let's record some shenanigans, shall we? Hopefully my nose is done. I'll blow it one more time. Alright. Let's go. Greetings and salutations, everyone. It's I, Samius. We're back for some more The Road Most Traveled videos. A couple of things before we dive too deep here on this quest. One, we are still holding level 10. The reason why is because there's so much wonderful experience at level 7. I tend to like... This is where I start to transition from I never bank to I kind of bank. And the reason why I do that is that there's just so much 7 and so much experience right here that I personally feel like I want to do some of these quests because I enjoy them so much, so I bank. And I don't bank forever after this point, but I do tend to have a little bit extra experience just to make sure that I get all the quests at that level range that I enjoy doing out of the way. So I could right now go move on and take level 10 and move on to the late quest, but I still want to finish the Tide Turns chain. I still want to get my saga from Three Barrel Cove. So we're gonna carry on and we're gonna knock out the rest of this chain at the very least and get the saga. We may not actually take the saga yet, but we're gonna get it flagged up here. So the Sentinels of Stormreach is what I like to call the Tide Turns chain, and we already did the what is it? The Blood Bazaar of Blood, something like that. Got some words in there, but we're gonna start off with the Black Lock here. Again, same rules as before. We're not here to show off how awesome we are, how uber we are with our various things going on. We're literally here to show you how to do the quest in case you've never seen this quest before. Alright, so cast all of my usual buffs, make sure everything's turned on. I think I only made 2,000 bolts before when I was standing there running my mouth before turning on the recording. It's okay. So the majority of this quest is undead. But not all of it. Some of it has, like right here at the very beginning, we have a couple of fleshies, and there's a couple of fleshies just a little bit further back. Alright, this is the button. We didn't push all of our buffs. We pushed some of all of our buffs. I guess some of all of our buffs are better than none of our buffs, right? Alrighty. Oh man. Guess we're blowing things up with this. This is another quest I normally do not break all the breakables in. I don't know how many that takes. I don't know that much about it. Because I feel like if I had a better idea of which quests were best for breakables. But this one just has never felt like one that was great for me. We'll take a look at it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this quest is amazing for breakables. I don't know. Figure it out together. Alright, so this is definitely we gotta get all the keys quest. This quest is... Here's some more of those fleshables. We talked about it before that a lot of times the quests feel like go get the blue key for the blue door so you can get the red key for the red door and so on and so forth. This is the epitome of that kind of quest. You don't have to run back and forth across the map to do it, so that's good, but we're definitely stymied by the fact that we've got to go find some keys. It's all about them keys. Alright, so we're going to go down this hole a little bit later, but for right now, just realize that there's a shrine down there and a bunch of mushrooms. And apparently a Carnage Reaper that I didn't see until it was almost upon me. That's fun. Well, we'll go down there after this fight. Here's some more breakables. A Demon Soul Cobalt, huh? That doesn't seem like a thing to me. Ooh, but it dropped 10 fragments. Take it. Like that. breakables there. Alright. Now, you haven't seen me do this, I don't think, in any of the previous videos, really, but we're going to drink our Deathwort Flask here. There are monsters in this quest that do neg level. It has not really been a big concern previously in any other quests. This is kind of one of the first quests where it starts to become a factor. There's a hold spell, so having our NPC cast freedom movement on us. There it is, way over here. Helped us out. We have the green key. Why am I not charging my rune arm? This feels like a mistake. Let's get that rune arm charged. Okay, I said we'd go down here, so let's do that. You can just jump down, not a big deal. There's like I said, shrines here, but if you go under this water, there's a clam down here, and this clam is a treasure chest. Bam! So one of the things that I used to do when I was constantly running myself out of money on a TR, which, again, back in the day, did happen to me a couple of times, is one of the places that one of the things I would do before I did TR, just to make sure I kept my padding at around, you know, a couple hundred gold, couple 100,000 gold, or like a million plat or something like that, is I would come here on Elite, basically just zerg to that chest, loot it, and jump back out. It was actually it's quite a good chest for just like a little bit of platforming. Again, this was a time where I was constantly running myself ragged, just mono scrolls and stuff like that. This was before I had my completionist, but I didn't have triple completionist. Before a lot of things, so you were still like self-healing with scrolls, and you didn't have the additional XP from Reaper and yada yada yada. So this is a good quest for that. Now, trap boxes. There's only a few. This one right here is the main one that comes to mind. Control panels right here. It's not as easy to dance around this trap like some of the other traps, but if you have to, you can slowly kind of make your way through here. A handful more fleshies. Do like how the bad guys are just charging us willy-nilly. It feels good. It's like, bring it on. Was that supposed to hurt? Sure was. This is not the right rune arm. There we go. Throw a Psalm Burst. Yeah, I don't see a whole lot in there. Just DPS everything out of the way. What are we doing on breakables here? 16. No bonus. I would almost think that we were very close to the end here. Alright. So this way is a dead end up here. Yep. Didn't necessarily need to confirm to you guys it was a dead end, but I felt at the time like I had already committed. You know what I mean? Like I had committed to showing you it was a dead end. So silly. Alright. Couple of dorks up here, including one spellcaster. There he is. Again, we are on an inquisitive at the moment, partially because I want the experience to be about showing you the quest, not about the struggle to do the quest like on a melee or something. And
The pirates behind this
Inquisitive is a
continue their
good way to
oblivious to your presence. You notice a small red
go about getting basics under control. Ow. Gaster hurt real hard. If you go kind of slow, obviously, as you saw, some of those guys will not wake up. If you're a crazy Zerg person like me, you'll tend to run into this thing, and then you'll get, like, some chop right around here. It's not as bad as it used to be, but there'll be a little bit. Used to be really bad right here. Now they've kind of fixed that. Alright, let's go do the optional. It's been a super long time since I've done the optional, so we'll see how much they may have changed it. They did some edits to this quest not super long ago, maybe a year and a half ago in my world at the time of recording, but it's open like one door at a time, right? Oh, it's over here, it's open. And then what I tend to do is I tend to hollow out one of the rooms, or try to, and then make that room like my spot here. Nope, we didn't get it. That was a zombie hunter. There we go, now we got it. I've known some people in the past, they like try standing on this ball or whatever. I don't know if you still can, but don't even know if that would be... Yeah, it looks like you probably could. I don't even know if that's a real benefit to stand in the middle of the room up there like that, instead of just standing in a doorway. You probably don't get the monsters coming out of that room, or those rooms, as quickly. So I would just go fight in one of the doorways, like, or try to. Alright, so like I was saying, used to be, particularly right here around this corner, the lag was just absolutely vicious. Glad to see that we have moved past that. Well, somehow we managed to throw our spell, looking in the right direction, and still miss. Masters of wizardry, that's us. Alright, so now we're back to finding the keys to open the things, to do the stuff. But we were all in already, right? All in on getting the right keys. We have to double back to that intersection. We'll talk about it again when we get back to it. We did run past another shrine that. So there's 2 shrines in this quest. Essentially, if you need it, remember the one by that mushroom, or that one in the mushroom field. Should no more guys back there. And that mushroom hole, and then the one right there that we just ran past. Let's get her back out of the acid here. Alright, I will also mention that you have to be careful with some of these rooms. I've actually had this special chest with the key in it not spawn because I've killed guys in weird ways, or specifically I had a guy die before the
This door is the same bright blue.
in a weird way,
sapphire.
and it didn't spawn the chest. Like, it pushed him inside of a wall, and then I was able to kill him, but only later. Alright, you notice that this one had a little bit of an ambush in it. That's part of the reason I waited and hung back. And then this is the final key here to get into the infight. Not the final key for the quest, it's the final key for the infight. If you'd like to get the special treasure from this quest, you still have to fight or get one more key. So it's definitely the key quest of all the quests. Alright. Blow my honker one more time, excuse me. Nose just wants me gone. I'm in my nose's way or something. Alright, so now we're gonna run back to the intersection that we were talking about earlier. Now, there's a couple important things to keep in mind around that intersection. One, that depending on which direction you're facing, so we'll just use cardinal directions. So if you go east, is that way. East, you're going to go to the infight. Okay? If you go west, you'll see the treasure room. And you'll notice that it's all locked down there. So you need a gold key that you get from the infight to come back and get that. And on the way to the infight here, there'll be a couple of pieces of trash. But an important thing to keep in mind is once you have done the infight and you're on your way to get the treasure, you're going to move past the spawner that will not open until you hit a trigger further down the line. So basically what I'm trying to say is they're going to try to pincer you in a fight. So you're going to want to be careful of your back. At least one caster spawns. I think just one caster. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm not 1000% remembering here. Right, as far as I know, that's every barrel. Oh, sorry, there's a couple over here. As far as I know, that's all the barrels in this quest. All the breakables. Let's take a peek. Oh, Randstad. Oh, there's two more right here. So we're at 32 breakables. Oh, there's another one hiding. Wow, 33 breakables. That's way more barrels than I would have thought. Alright, so this infight has like a little prequel to it where you gotta fight a whole bunch of like trickle zombies. 3 or a couple at a time. Couple 3 at a time. And then that red named up there wakes up. I've actually taken to fighting up here. Basically right next to the guy. Lets me know exactly when he wakes up. Gives me the high ground as we so importantly have learned.
No sign of concern about what awaits him. He simply stares blankly ahead as his body falls lifeless to the ground.
Alright. This chest used to drop a crest that you needed in the way back to upgrade your Deneth items to like unlock their full potential. They got rid of that some time ago. One of the really, really good changes. Also, this ladder is kind of weird. I wish they'd fix it, but if you can climb up it, like sort of, like it does work. But I've had it actually mess up on me several times. See how we can't. Like we're actually pulling ourselves up there. We're not not taking the ladder. Anyway, it gets a little funky, so if your jump is like an odd, like I have a good jump right now, but if your jump is like an odd score, just be sure to walk up the ladder. Don't try to, if you're getting on this ladder. If your jump is 40, just jump up to the top. Don't worry about it. But if you have something like a 11 jump or something, try not to jump onto that ladder. All right, so this is what I was talking about that ambush.
Gold coins glint brightly at the end of this corridor, but so do
Watch this time they won't spawn.
held in pirate hands.
Maybe it spawns after you open the door, but I thought it was just a little bit down this direction. Here we go. So a caster, a melee pirate, and a zombie. Alright, then you can of course scoop up all this gold. There's an interesting trick if you're gold starved on gold piles here. I don't know how relevant it is anymore. But if every item's in your backpack slot is full, when you click on these piles of gold that have junk on them, see, like it talks about lapis, lulls, and barrels, but it gives you the gold. If it doesn't have, and you can't put, if you can't put those items in there, like you can't put these dragon shard fragments and bloodstones in your inventory, the gold pile doesn't empty. So you have to keep, it lets you keep clicking on the same gold pile as long as it can't put all this stuff in your inventory. So again, in a world, say like on a hardcore server, where you have lots of time, say you're not doing anything, you're watching a movie or a TV show or something in your other screen, a situation where you have some gold piles like that, fill up your backpack and you can just try to loot that gold for quite a while. Build up your reserves. Alright, I didn't check the time, but that was something like 12,000 experience, give or take. And it looks like it was about 304 Reaper experience. So, not too bad. Again, that quest can be really, really quick. When you know what you're doing, it's not doing optionals, running past certain things that you can run past, or grouping things together. But this is not that kind of character. This is more of a one at a time kind of character, which makes it really easy to do the quest, but sometimes it makes it just a hair longer. All right. As usual, these are recorded as part of my Twitch live stream series, so please consider hitting that. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. I really appreciate it. We'll see you guys next time. Toodles. Alright. Let's get on our horsey. That took a while. It took a minute. That's okay. Wish my nose would chill out. You can't decide if it's going to cooperate or not. I feel like we had gone through this once already. Anything else? Again, I'm going to, as often as possible, I'm going to check Twitter here and see what's going on. So far, nothing, no violence that has been reported as near as I can tell. Said it doesn't. Yeah, it looks like a completely chill. So, like I said, it looks like a completely chill time here. People are talking. Like there might be some a-holes in the group for sure, but for the most part, it looks pretty relaxed. I know I've got some real fears and concern that this thing's going to turn into a tinderbox at some point. Hopefully it will not. Hopefully it'll stay low key. All right, we got 20 minutes. Let's see if we can knock out this quest in 20 minutes. We should be able to. Maybe we'll not do all the nooks and crannies, but enough of it that matters. Alright, greetings and salutations everyone. It's time for Storm the Beaches as part of the Sentinels of Storm Reach, aka the Tide Turns chain. I'm just going to jump into the action. We're going to kind of show you how I have been doing it lately. We'll kind of talk about things that go along with the quest now, but mostly we're not necessarily going to do every nook and cranny. I'll go to the warship. I've actually started taking this route pretty consistently, somewhere along the lines, and it seems to work out fine for me. Now, the real advantage is I am on a character that's intended to be ranged, but anybody can knock this out, even if you just have a throwing weapon. Obviously, the difference between this quest on Heroic and Elite are pretty significant. Heroic and on Epic are pretty significant. But, because, on Elite, you would try to get those ballistas to shoot at you while you're close enough that the splash damage takes them out. We're just going to shoot these ballistas from down here on the ground. If we do that, then we don't ever have to go. We can get all the ballistas basically from I think it's this direction, from down here on the ground. Here we go. Found it. One of the nice things about this quest is because it's always night when you're doing this quest, you always get the nice big full moon. Nope, too far. There we go. Just gotta find that angle where you make your jump. This one right here is a little bit tricky. Because there's that hump right here, but it's somewhere like in this ballpark. There it is. Okay. And we just keep on swimming. Usually try not to jump and stuff directly in front of this boat. Just so we don't have to deal with additional aggro from this boat. But if you get a little bit of aggro from that boat, it's not the end of the universe. Just swim away. Come on now. There we go. One more ballista over here. Oops. None of those were ballistas. Alright, so now that's the ballistas on the outside. That's the easiest way, in my opinion, to knock it out. And then I come in this this backdoor area right here. There'll be a caster and 2 water elementals. Hopefully that is the scariest things that we'll have to deal with today. That was silly. I think that you should be able to fireball or flame a hands away the water elementals, but then they can become steam elementals, which would be sweet. Alright, we're going to just work our way up this tunnel a little bit. There'll be a couple of guys along the way, but not very many, and then we'll get to the in-fight room. We're gonna cast a couple of these spells really quick. Myself get whacked by a chaos guy. Lightbear wrecked our little hireling, and there's the captain. Which is nowhere near the scariest guy in that hallway. Alright, and then once the captain's gone, you can open this and shoot this dimensional anchor, which opens up the treasure door room. This room is pretty significantly trapped, but if you just jump over here to the bed, you can open this treasure chest, loot it, and recall out. Now, if for whatever reason you struggle with hitting the ballistas, say you can't do the ballistas, right, from down below, then just carry on the way that we did the rest of the way. Go around that back door, fight your way up here, and then what you want to do is you want to go up. Okay, and the way that I always kind of figure out which way's up is I got to walk down the hallway both directions. This means I probably have an extra fight on my hands for no good reason because I'm silly. And I should just remember which way to go, but always have to look just to make sure that I know what I'm talking about. Probably have to raise my hireling too. Get a few HP out over here. Kiss all the boo-boos. Kiss your own boo-boo too. But kiss my boo-boos first. Alright. So anyway, you want to go up. See, there's a staircase up. That's what I was kind of checking for. The levers on this hallway are alternating. So if the door you want to do is this side, which means you want to go on the opposite side that you would think it would normally be. So we want to open this door instead of, or this lever instead of this lever. And that'll take you outside right here. And then we're just gonna look at it. But once you're outside, you can kind of clear up here a little bit, and then it'll give you a good place to like start your loop around. Say like if you couldn't have ranged all these ballistas from down below, see how you can even see 2 of them here, 1 of them there, 1 of them down there, and you can just like walk your way around like right here. I'm gonna go ahead and go this way and get my my collectible here, and then we're gonna get out of the quest. But this quest is very quick, at least on heroic, depending on the situation. It took us 4 minutes. 4 minutes to knock this quest out. What was our actual experience? 11,420. It's pretty good. Pretty good for 4 minutes. And And then we will do the capstone in the next video. Alright, again, part of my Twitch series as always, twitch.tv/SamusGarobo. Please consider following over there, or hitting the like and subscribe buttons over here on YouTube. I deeply appreciate it. We'll see you guys next time. Toodles. Alright, so before we go start Tide's turns, I want to repair and resistance. I know they're doing the new resistance changes, and I will probably take some time over the next couple of days to actually work on some inventory management stuff for some of my alts. Clean them up, and then just dump all the spare plat into getting some of the resistances up and running. If they do something different, so low-level people can get the equivalent of that, or make it scale, or whatever they do, it'll be a different story. Maybe I won't be quite so annoyed, but otherwise I will get a finite amount of these that I will basically use for my own TRing. And it will become a Samus thing and not necessarily so much a guild thing. I don't want to make it that way. I would like very much to be able to just keep them the way they are and not have to stockpile a whole bunch of them across. I think I have something like 32 characters or something that are not primary characters. I really do not want to have to go through that kind of hassle. Oh, excuse me. Alright, let's record the last one here. Let's finish up this. Alright, greetings and salutations everyone. It's me, Samus Grover, once again, giving you your tutorial here. This time on the last bit of Sentinels of Stormreach, the final battle, aka the Tide Turns. Again, we're going to show you how I go through the quest. We'll kind of try to touch on things that are interesting and important, like always. But for the most part, this is another quest that I feel like, yeah, you put on your big boy pants and you kind of just run through the straight line that is the quest. Not too much deviation. You can deviate a little bit. You can like jump through some weird hoops and go around a weird direction, but it makes the quest like way longer. So I don't really recommend it. So what I like to do is I zerg past all this junk and get up here and get this guy doing his talking. Then I like to just pick a corner, cast my crowd control, get my fighting on. Now, as he yakety out, there's some sort of Reaper out here. Oh no, it's a Fear Reaper too. That's gross. As he yakety yaks, there it is. Good. Come here, Fear Reaper. Time goes by, and then more NPCs spawn in this room. Just what we're really looking for, because I don't want to have to clear all this trash in this first room. That's not for me. That's for the NPCs. The NPCs can do it. NPCs love cleaning trash. And that means this guy can get in here, and we can go through this part of the conversation, and we can just move on. Yeah, instead of having to take the time to kill all this trash. Not our problem field. Not our problem field at all. Alright. Knock out this first mate. Now, if we don't attack this caster over there, then she won't come at us. We can just carry on with our quest. What did you shoot at? Should have been anything to shoot at. Again, the sorcerers are like the dangerous things, generally.
After the sounds of battle die away, the door to the armory is stronger.
Alright, once the door opens, there's a lever on the inside. You don't have to talk to that NPC. I know a lot of people will stand there and talk to him, but you don't have to. It's not a requirement. Alright, and now this is where things start to get a little weird. Inside this back hallway with the pipes and stuff. Oh, see. With the pipes and stuff going on, especially if you experience a little bit of lag, you'll get jumped around, bumped around. Wait right up here for a second. Alright, we got the gust to fire off. We're going to hit our... Ah! No! I was going to show you how to do it, and then I screwed all up. Because that went off again. And we didn't even get our moss. Alright. So once you go up here the first time, it starts to trigger that pipe overload. Oh, too long. It took too long. If you can wait for that gust of wind to go off, you can pick up that moss and run over here without getting flown across the room. Okay. This lever opens this back, one half of this back door for people. So say you have people here who struggle with making jumps. If somebody can get past them, then they can just get down to the floor, climb up, and jump through. But, because we're by ourselves, like always, we're going to have to do it all. So this is another rare instance of Featherfall is a good idea. Turn it on, jump over here. And we're going to jump back to this pipe over here. And then just jump back to where we were, basically. If you struggle at any point with this, just take your time, come across. It doesn't matter if you fall down and you got to work your way back again. It doesn't matter. You're not in a time crunch. Just relax. Just relax. Alright, so what I like to do, as long as I have enough jump, which I have a jump spell, so I like to jump up to here. If I jump up to here, then we can mosey over to this valve and pull it, and we don't have to do anything else. We're good. We've opened the door over here. Now, if your jump is bad, you can't make it straight from here to there. I'm going to show you how to do it. Now, assuming I can remember, I'm going to run over here. Jump to this pipe. Come over here. Jump up this ladder. Get our collectible. This also happens to be the spot where the other valve is for this. You can just jump. Do a little jump hanger trick. You can just jump over here. This isn't, that's not that hard. I guess I just should have jumped straight instead of trying to jump over here at the angle. But you can jump, pull yourself up over here, run over, and as you can see, you can easily walk over to that valve. So, again, it's not a big deal. You don't have to make the crazy jumps. It just makes it a little bit quicker. Now, the crazy jumps are going to be a detriment here now, because all this tunnel with these low-hanging pipes, it's real easy to grab one of these pipes and end up pulling yourself up, and then you're like, ah! And it's difficult to deal with it. See, like right here, I almost always end up grabbing that top pipe for no good reason.
When you leave the filthy steam tunnels, you find yourself
But
in the
where'd you
grand
come from? I thought we got all the rats.
chief accountant.
Alright. I'm not going to shrine back there, but you could. Now, there's a couple of bad guys that walk around in here. This is another area where the bad guys do take damage from the traps. There's not that many quests in DDO where that is the case, but this is definitely one of them. So, if you're like me and you get the opportunity, even if you're like not great at range, it doesn't take that much to get started. To get these guys to come at you. Alright, now, this is always one of the tricky parts. If you cannot disable traps, you can run through this whole area. It's not impossible. You kind of stay to the sides, right? Stay to the sides, jump over things, wait for timing.
Blood-tide pirates.
Except over here. Over here, it's the same basic idea of stay to the sides, but you gotta be much more careful. Apparently I can't disable the traps here. But this case, on the fire traps, it's fine to stand on the tables. On the cold traps, you cannot. And then this control panel likes to hide what? Unblock it. It's just gonna stay blocked forever. Let's see if we just like okay, so this this control panel, like I was saying, likes to hide on this end of the trap box. So like it can be here, it can be here. I've seen it over here a bunch of times, and I've seen it over here once or twice as too, I believe. But it's almost always on this end. I feel like I have seen it over here once or twice, but don't count on that being the rule. That's definitely an exception. It's almost always down here somewhere, almost always in this corner, in my experience, which is my experience. So, grain of salt. If you have like absolutely astounding evasion, a lot of times I will come down here, open the chest, go back, pull things from this room through this trap. Like if my ability to kill monsters is not great, believe it or not, sometimes my builds are better at survivability than doing damage. Like they're built to outlast the mobs, not kill the mobs before I run out of hit points. It's weird. I play lots of different play styles, and sometimes that means that if there's a quest where I get to take advantage of the traps, then I do that. It doesn't happen all the time, but sometimes. I did believe I was on a life where the saves would have been pretty simple on the hardcore server, and I ran through that ice trap, and I passed a whole bunch of them, but I failed like 2. And it's never the ones that you pass that kill you. It's always the ones that you fail that kill you. So let's talk about this hallway. There's lots of ways to do this hallway. I'll show you mine, and then you can do the other. But a lot of people will stand back here and fight all this stuff in the doorway. Pish posh. Let's get this stuff in the traps. That's why we have traps. So, erupting around this corner, a bunch of awesome spinny blade traps. And again, another situation where you can stand on all this junk. all this aggro. Oh, they're almost here. Just walk around this corner a little bit more. Anybody else? But you want to come get some? Again, you can leave some of that stuff alone. If you don't mess with it, it won't mess with you. Kind of situation. Oh, that was a big hit. What is up with the control panels today? Alright. We'll eat this lost soul so we don't have to shrine. We'll just get out of here. Now, normally I would just run out of this quest, or not out of the quest, out of the hallway right here. So I'm going to,
This door leads out to the very
and just
top
boop.
of the tower.
I got 3 dudes behind me that are active. Whatever, not a big deal. Let it go.
Screaming for your blood.
All right, so I said I would talk about the other side, or the other way that you could do that quest or that hallway. Again, it's a matter of holding the hallway and fighting, which is a strategy I do really like, assuming that there's not some way that I can add in a whole bunch of extra damage for free. In this case, wow, solar cruelty. In this case, the ability to be able to not worry about it and just run through the traps and get the bad guys in the traps for me, I feel like is an advantage. So I like to do that whenever I can instead. Alright, up here there'll be a bunch of trash. This time we have to knock that guy out. But then I like to just keep moving. Stand kind of behind this a little bit, where I can still pull this lever but no one can attack me. And then try to just clean up whatever's still aggroed on me. Go around the way that we came. Clean up whatever miscellaneous trash we happen to find. This is a good opportunity to just like give yourself something to do. You can run in here and do nothing, right? Like you can jump in here and just wait. But it's going to take time for that lever to blow up the Crimson Moonstone. And you can't proceed past it until this screen goes white anyway. So you might as well give it a minute. Have a good time. Alright. I like to pull this guy in this direction. Okay, now that he has spawned, I like to go in here, clean this trash. Yeah, I know there's lots of people out there who would rather keep that guy out there and just wait and clean up all this junk at the end. But I'm not that guy. So now that that room is clear, come back in here. This guy's almost done with his rant. Okay, now while he's disappearing and healing up, we can come back in here. Water elementals will spawn. He's aggro. Oh, fire breathed again. That's fine, we got him. So while we're cleaning that up, he will chase us into this room, and we can just finish him off. No problem. Quest took 16 minutes. Could be better. Could be better. Alright. I just pick up all this junk. Anything we don't want can get fed straight to your trash can. Except for the Chimera's Breast. You can't feed rune arms to the trash can. So we'll just leave that laying here. And there we go. Easy peasy. Alright, that's the capstone of Tide Turns and the Sentinels of Stormreach chain. The reason it's really important is because the Three Barrel Cove quest and this quest, they work together to form a saga that you can go get. I don't think we care about any of this stuff. That you can go get in Three Barrel Cove. Do I need another one of these? Kinda. I don't know how long it'll be before I do another monk build, so I guess we'll just take another Midnight Greetings. They're just gonna get eaten anyway. Alright, get in our horsey. I think we're gonna have to do a couple of quests out in Three Barrel Cove at some point here before we level up as well for the video series. But I want to run out here and show you what saga I'm talking about and where it is. It's just part of this capstone video. So you jump over to Three Barrel Cove. It'll be this dude right here. List of quests. I skipped Irestone Inlet. We'll do that on the next series. But if you're a VIP, you can skip a quest for free, and then bam, there we go. You'll notice it's 2,600, which is about what we've been getting from the quests. In fact, it's even maybe a little bit more. Like we got 14,000 from that Tide Turns quest. So it's let's call it a quest and a half, maybe. And that's usually enough for basically a rank. So right now we're 47, and right here. So it was a little less than a full rank in this case, but still very, very good for the extra amount of work. All right, everybody, thanks for hanging out. We appreciate you, and we'll see you next time. Toodles. All right, do we want to take and finish up the Three Barrel Cove quest? Probably. Basically, I'm trying to figure out, do we want to do, what is it called, Smuggler's Run? We'll save it for next life. I don't want to do it. I don't care. I didn't commit. I didn't say I had to do it. Oh, the mailbox also is expired. Anything else that wants to expire all of a sudden today? Sorry, give me my dungeon. Give me my DDO points. Alright. Sell this junk. I think we're going to go ahead and take our level here. Do we need to do a Barovian run first? Not that you pretty much just don't grab or stick with your rat catcher, but sometimes it's still good to have your... Yeah, I don't see a... Let's see a crossbow. Let's go take our level, and then we'll take a look at what we want to do. thinking whether or not I need... Yeah, I don't think we need it yet. Trying to decide if I needed that third arty level now. We're probably getting close to the point where I want to take it. Just to like catch up all the skills that are kind of lagging behind. But our UMD is not like ages behind. It's actually in 28's fine. Like we talked about how it can get pretty high. Take Wall of Fire and we'll take Negative Energy Burst. I don't know when we're going to be able to move into a little bit of this, but it'll be soon, hopefully. Hopefully. We need 20 points in the tree. We're at 18. I don't really click this ever. I do generally like Wand and Scroll Mastery. Probably would not be the worst thing. Yeah, let's do that. And of course, that puts us exactly at the 20 points we need, but no more. No more. Alright, gearing it up. Which more majestic can you be than riding with your party hat on your horse? Not very. That's about as majestic as one can be. Just about as majestic as one can be. Level 10, big gear changes. Big gear changes. All right, so let's take a look here. First thing let's do, let's get rid of some junk name loot here. So
I wonder what you'll pick.
Wonder what we'll
so
pick.
many choices.
Wonder what you'll pick. Wonder what you pick. All right, so now those are eaten on up. So let's start the process of figuring out gear. So we almost always want the speaking of which, show this off here real quick. I downloaded this extension called Night Eye onto the onto my browser. It's not perfect. It does a pretty good job of inverting the stuff and giving a reasonable color scheme. There's still, it's not like I said, it's not perfect. You still got some weirdness like here and here and stuff like this, but it's not the worst. It's better than nothing. That is for sure. Alright, so I always like going through... Man, I wish this was... Wish there was a bar on the top to scroll through. There we go. There's the Ravenloft pack I was looking for. Alright. I always still find that to be the easiest way to get to this page. I'll probably have to figure out a different way to get here soon. Alright. Not in love with... Yeah, this is fine. Well, not in love with this up here, but this is fine. Alright, so I believe what we're looking for... is this one? No, not Beacon of Magic. Where'd it go? Silent Avenger set. Yeah, see, this it takes quite a bit of processing power to flip all of it. We're not flipping a style sheet. It's actually legitimately processing the page. So when you get a big page like this that generates weird, this may have to go on the block page, actually. There may just be too much junk for it to handle. Let me look at that real quick here. It's a whitelist. Thought I... the help button. I don't know. I had some of this stuff figured out before. Where it's working. Because I thought I had activated another whitelist page, but I thought I just clicked that and it popped in. Strange. Strange. Alright, back to the wiki then. Oh, yeah, let's just actually look for sets. That's what I'm looking for, actually. And we want Raven left item sets. So I'm pretty sure I want... Let's see. So yeah, I wanted the Silent Avenger set. Always have to check the sets to see. So Silent Avenger set will give double strike, double shot, sneak attack dice, fortification bypass, and helpless to damage. So the braided cord, the cloak, and the Disciple of Dawn, or the mislaid investments. We do cast the occasional spell here. Did I not spell that right? No, mist is with an I. Okay, apparently I don't have it in here. So let's see. Again, the shadow cloak and the braided belt. So let's just scroll up through this. My extra voice of the master. I have to look and see if I actually do have some more epic raid tokens. I don't know where they all would have gone, but because I like to keep some for myself to be able to just clean stuff up like that every once in a while. All right, not the phase cloak. Man. Alright, Alright, here we go. Here it all is. Alright, so let's grab the mislaid investments. Let's grab the braided cord belt here as well. I know that... I can't say I know that cloak is here, but I'm fairly certain I wore this set last. No, not last life. A couple of lives ago. See, you know we're probably going to want the key lock ring as a swap at some point, so we might as well grab it while we see it. We're pretty sure we're going to want the Ring of Nightfall. Alright, do I seriously not have the Shadow Cloak over here? Alright. Master's Gift, Mystic 1. Master's Gift, Mystic 1. Alright, so I guess one of these goes over here. And then the other one is Disciple of the Dawn. Alright, so it's a matter of figuring out which of these two armors we want to wear. This thing is saying a 10% spell failure. Can we get that to 0 without a lot of work? Don't think at level 10 we can. We get some spell failure reduction here, right? I know we get it here with shield training as well. Let's actually see what it's... I think jump has... Cast jump a couple of times. See if we can get it to fail on us. Like a 9. Alright, so yeah, it is 10 still. So can we tweak it? Can we tweak things that makes it just basically go away? No, not yet. So do we want to put up with 10% spell failure for what? 6 more armor class? I feel like it's close. What does the... Bring up another wiki tab here and look at augments. I feel like it's level 10 to get the spell failure reduction. Or, sorry, level 12. In fact, I don't even see it.
It's a very intense moment. The chance to try something nobody's ever tried before.
Hey, Thoughtgar. Thank you very much, my friend. Appreciate it. How many months did it say that was? I mean, that was the 6 month... 8 months. Wow, thank you, my friend. Appreciate that. Let's just look on the DDO store then. Or maybe Sam's got one. Sapphire of Spell agility is what it's called. So there's the 5. The 5 is, yeah, level 12, like I thought. Yeah, time does fly, right? Oh. Man. So we can't really reduce our spell failure there. So I guess for now we'll just wear the Disciple of the Dawn. Guess it's only 4 armor class decrease right now. Yeah, it's fine. Alright, so we'll put that there. We'll switch these things. So we lost our Greater False Life. We're still wearing the Dex hat. So, whew, things are going to start getting weird. We have our Int Ring. What other Ravenloft stuff do we want to put on? We definitely want our Int Ring, right? If we can get our Int someplace else. What are some of the other Ravenloft gear that we want to fiddle with this go around? Do we want to wear the Bracers of the Fallen Shadow? Or, sorry, the Bracers of the Fallen Hero. This is usually my go-to bracer. It's my preferred one. Oh, probably. Then that's our strength item covered. These boots are still fine. Not if we want to have the Silent Avenger set. Silent Avenger set includes a cloak. Where else can we equip this thing? We can put it in our trinket slot. I guess we're still wearing our intelligence here. So we give up our deadly. That seems fine. I'm not sure we need it. Like, it's the same bonus as this trinket. So maybe we lose some spot, we lose some resistance. See what happens if we just put it here. I think we have to put it there manually if we're going to put it there. And then we can put this here. And then we can ring swap. It's all like one thing off. Oh, this thing's usually not here. Then we can ring swap like that. Slaver's hat has deadly and what's the name of the Slaver's hat again? I'm not as worried about Fury, but I would not mind this. I was actually leaning towards putting on my crafted hat for the hit points. Yeah, I know I have one now because we got one the last time we were on the hardcore server, but I don't remember what it's called. We also have this band of insightful commands, which may be really good to wear. Might even be enough that we can take off the Chattering Ring. Oh, Chattering Ring gives us a bunch of spot too. What? Let's see, our thing right now is 7. Yeah, our Chattering Ring is basically dodge. So if I put this thing on, this thing's like a big old pile of damage. It's just another insightful or profane well-rounded though. Executioner's help. Thank you, Beef. Yeah, I don't remember where it's at. It must be on Java. Oh, it's Seeker, but not Deadly. Okay, so my boots are Seeker. At the moment. Yeah, I kind of think we just leave this trinket on instead of the rings. And we lose some... We lose resistance 4, but this is already covering our fort that we were messing around with before. This covers reflex saves, so our reflex stays the same. Seems fine to me. Which... Finally got the fire orb from newcomers. Nice. Yeah, I need to... I ran newcomers this life as well, and I'll run it again. Try to get all the gear out of there. Here we go. We could break up our... This is probably the better choice. Then what do we put in our trinket slot? So this is something to think about. Is our astute goggles of Deadly. We have to give up the Raven sight, which is pretty good. Yeah, and I kind of want these shadow footsteps now because of the double shot chance. So we give up the Seeker for double shot, extra dodge. Seems okay. Yeah, we might, like I said, I might try tracking down the Executioner's Helm for the Seeker. I'm not real sure where it's at. Maybe it's over here. I don't think so. I think Java's probably got it. So I only have the one. Need to come get all these cookies and stuff out of here anyway. The only thing left is this necklace, which is also Intelligence 5 Constitution. Alright, I think long term we're going to be better off with this on. Okay, so let's try this. Let's go let's see if we can find that that helm really fast. Spell slots, level 4. None of these really matter. Let's take I don't want to take Fire Shield here. Let's just take Fire Shield. What was the other spell slot? Level 3. Get Displacement back. Alright, let's log out. Let's see. The Acid Orb worked okay on Alchemist as well as the Slash of Sunrise. That does sound good. Does poison damage though. That scales with negative spell power, not acid. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of different combinations. I have not looked at the class very closely, and I don't usually play on Lamania, so... Let the number crunchers figure out the best build. And I'll just take advice. Alright. Java is awesome. The magic mushroom. The magic mushroom. Huh. Granted, I didn't look real hard, but I did not see that Executioner's hat here either. I wonder where that Executioner's hat's hiding then. The hat is the Epic Mushroom Cap from Temple of Elemental Evil, right? Well, that's what I'm saying. I thought I used it on Java. Let's see if the Samius from the hardcore server is still got all that stuff. Maybe I just never took it off him. Is that one of those mushrooms that taste like chicken? Maybe. But doesn't everything taste like chicken? Isn't that the thing? Isn't that why everyone likes chicken? Yeah, okay. So this Samus still had it. That's fine. What else does the Samus have? This is not the worst. Where did this come from? Not the best. Not the worst. Armbands and the science ones. It must have been from the Angel's Quest. Yeah, okay. Alright. Grapes don't taste like chicken in your opinion? Oh man. You've not lived until you had a chicken that tastes like a grape. Or vice versa. Porcini. Yeah, Porcini does a good job of tasting like a lot of things. You ever had a grapeful? It's an apple injected with grape juice. I have, actually. The wife really liked them for a long time. Hey, Warble. Good to see you, mate. Not been too bad. Working on a new series for me. I think I'm going to finally let that go. And then, so this will replace that. So how close am I to this Against the Slave Lords bonus? I have 2 of these items on. Is it 2? I've never fiddled with this Against the Slave Lord stuff. So I don't know anything about it. Let's see what the wiki says. Ah, type! Really? Is that not what it says? Oh, this one's not one of them anyway. Never mind. It's just this one. Against the Slave Lord set bonus. Huh. I would assume it would show up in here. You need 3. So you have 3 pieces, and you unlock Might. You could get 1 to melee power, range power, and 1 to deadly. 1 to deadly is okay. Sorcery, man, these are really bad. One to MMR PRR, 1 to resistance. Okay, well, never mind. We're not gonna worry about that. All right, I think that sorts the gear out nicely enough, right? Spell Focus Mastery is all you use. So this will give it. This is our Seeker. Kind of want to. What's the biggest false life you can put on at level 8? Maybe like 10. This 5 is level 1.
Yay!
Yay! Hey, Trugbrell, hooking us up with the Optimus Prime sub. 10 is 4. 15 is 8. Put 15 in here. Not putting Featherfall Augment in a hat. That's ridiculous. Then you're just choking yourself with your augment slot. Choking yourself with your check strap. feather falling around with your... No, no thanks. Alright, I think this is about as good as that's going to get. Let's take a look at our Reaper enhancements before we forget. Oh yeah, look at that. How much of this do we want to change? You know what? Enough of it, I think we just reset all the trees. We don't really want to mess with this tree that much, but these two trees we do care about. So let's just reset them all. Reset them all! Alright. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes. Yes, yes. Alright, start with that. Then we take all these. Again, I like the reflex ones. Alright, and our dodge is there. Got your 33rd Reaper point today. Congrats, bro. Intelligence. We're not really casting a lot of the spells, but I would like to get up here to get the other intelligence point and unlock this. So I guess spell pin and DCs. Take that and this, and now I don't think I care anymore. And then we can go all of this, this guy. Again, Dexter strength doesn't really matter that much to me. Tactics doesn't matter that much to me. Melee power doesn't matter that much. I don't think. Let me check this. This scales with acid spell power. Now, universal spell power does help these things. Oh, yeah, I need 47 more. We'll get there. We'll get there. Guess we'll take the dexterity. Oh, why can't we? Oh, because we don't have... No, just didn't want to give it to me. Jerks. So we'll take another DC. What prerequisite do I have that require... Oh, this. I don't think I need the spell pin, but I kind of want to take this extra things here. Oh, I've just been running quests. The next quest will take care of it. You can get core 3 at 11. Not sure which core 3 you're talking about. Because this is 17 and this is 15. Yeah. Alright, so I'm trying to decide if I want to... I think I want to grab this extra spell power. So, I'm not 100% sure exactly how the universal spell power factors into regular spell power, but I know it... They... Oh no, I didn't do this! Urgh. Yeah, it's 2 at 10. Oh, thanks, buddy. Get this other intelligence point. Okay. No, I didn't get it. That's not the point. Not the point. Have it now, it's mine. Got it. Alright, what else are we missing? I don't think anything's super important. Our dodge is kind of bad, but can't have it all, right? Can't have it all. I'm not worried about the wasting plat. It's been a long time since I worried about wasting plat. Definitely had situations in the past where I cared, but we are not there. Well, we're all gonna have a long talk about that, hopefully soon. Tobrel. It will eventually. That might be the case. We might all be semi-responsible for having a couple of bank alts. You say that, but you won't. Because you got to stay level appropriate. But even if I have 3 accounts, it won't last forever. The thing is that they don't. Maybe I just keep this chick. I don't know. Thing is, they feel like it's too powerful at low level. You sound like a sad Odyssey hoarding Crystal Pepsi addict. Well, pick up a spare. All right. What can I say? I feel like it's a silly thing to do. I feel like, again, I'll take the changes, but if there's an it's kind of like people buying D-Door and firewall scrolls before they rotate it out of the store. Were those people just? This is not where I parked my car. Were those people just being cray-cray? No. It's a valuable resource that we should be able to tap. House P favor is fine if they want to make it last an hour. If they want to make it last an hour. I have a bunch of D-Door scrolls, but you know what? We use them occasionally, but I didn't buy them. These are ones that I found. I have less than 100. Alright, I'm not going to record this one. I'll record this one as part of the next series. But I just want to go through and get my Barovian weapon just in case I decide I want it.
You stumble through the thick mists, only to find yourself on an unfamiliar forest. You spot a corpse in the grass near the abandoned cart. The wisp leads you to a small graveyard.
The point is that it's a resource that if somebody wants to take the time to get advanced or to use and have, they should be able to have it. I mean, look at that. If that guy hit me for, I have 51 fire resistance. That guy still hit me for like across 3 spells. If I didn't have that 51 fire resistance right now, I probably would have melted real hard.
the last of the wisps fades away. The forest is
Again, to me, it's one of the things that you worked really hard for in your guild stuff, and they're yanking it away for. I have not heard a significant reason yet, other than they don't like how it affected the hardcore server. And if they're taking away shit on the main servers because they don't like the way it played on the hardcore server,
from down the road.
I'm
The sounds of harsh
very much disagree with that philosophy.
The soldier looks up at you, his face strangely pale. Hounds, do yourself. You hear howling in the distance. A raven cries.
The whole game was built to be played multiplayer. Dog's not out of range. Cast that spell. Cast that spell, yo. I still don't group up. Except for people that are watching the stream. It's just an unnecessary change to punish a playstyle that they encouraged for a really long time, and now they want to remove that playstyle. You shouldn't be encouraging to remove options. Like, removing options is terrible. Hey, we put this thing in, we designed our game to be flexible so you can play how you want, but now we don't, you're not playing the way that we want, so we changed our mind and we don't want you to play the way you want to, we want you to play the way we want to. That is just not good anything. You want to add options? That's fine. You want to remove things that are unbalanced? That's fine. But deciding that the fact that somebody enjoys the challenge of playing a quest by themselves, that's not an option. That's not creating an option. Forcing you to do something that you don't necessarily want to is not an option. Don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed the Hardcore League. I thought it was a lot of fun. And if they go back and they look at the numbers and they're like, the people who had guild buffs did so much better than the people who didn't, I can get that, I can appreciate it, but at the same time, like, again, just being forced into something seems wrong.
What's the first thing I remember? It must be Papa calling out my name. Irina!
Well, and I can appreciate the other side of the argument. I just, again, my entire philosophy forever has always been
Now I know what he felt. He was afraid.
give people choice. I scroll past it. Just the regular heavy. Do you not have a regular? Look, stop it. Trying to read. There it is. No, that's fine. They could do that. They can make those. I believe I probably had the very similar point then. That one skeleton's attacking you. Was there a skeleton? I thought there was a caster. There's a caster over here somewhere. There was a caster, and then there was a I don't know what, something. Alright, level 8. I keep hitting all the right buttons. Ooh, we should do these. Nobody likes these. It makes the game harder at level 1 through 10, which you like. Not harder, just longer. This is the philosophy that I've always struggled with, and I do not understand the concept. Harder does not mean make the quest longer. Harder means add a challenge that puts things different. And the idea of monsters is hitting you more means that you're not going to proceed through things at a pace that is a similar clip. Which means it's not harder, it's just longer, it's just slower. Like, you want to make something harder, you have to add a challenge to it. That's not just adding more hit points or making the monsters hit harder or whatever. It's like a tempo play. That doesn't make it more challenging. It just means that you slow down the pace of the game to deal with the fact that you now have this additional difficulty of things just being harder to kill. Like, to me, that's not challenge. That's not doing things different. That's just more of the same. The one real advantage of, like, that, the one big change that they have made that does actually add difficulty are the champions. And the champions, well, yes, they do just hit harder, but that's not the real point behind them. Is that they do random effects that changes the game sporadically. So if you have the quest memorized, you know, the things that randomly change it are the things that add challenge, which is why the champions are good, and them hitting harder is good. But it's not the fact that they hit harder that's good. It's the fact that they add randomness. Again, it doesn't make the mobs any more dangerous, in the sense that if you're not on a Reaper quest, you just go to the shrine, or you have your hireling pull you there, or your NPC, like, or your live buddies grabs your stone and runs to the shrine. That just makes it longer. It doesn't make anything harder or more challenging. It doesn't. It's just longer. It makes traps relevant. Traps that you have memorized and you just skip through or dance around or disable anyway, that doesn't do anything. Now, if they were wise, they'd figure out a way to make a champion style trap that does things. Chance become more spiky. Even with tickets and guild ships, people died all the time. Yes. Like I said, and that is the challenge, is the champs being a challenge. Right. It just means that you stand around the corner and you shoot your 3 kobolds at a time or whatever, instead of stand in the middle and cleave around. It changes the way that you play it, but it doesn't make it more difficult. It just makes the quest longer. Because instead of going in there and fighting the 5 guys at once with your awesome barbarian ability to cleave in a big circle and kill them all at one time, instead you stand around the corner with your crossbow person or whatever and go poop, 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 poop until that one's dead. Then you take 2 steps to the left, poop, 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 poop. Take 2 more steps to the left, poop, poop, poop. That doesn't add a challenge. Right? That's not challenge. That's just time. So there was a really interesting discussion. I don't think they did it very well, but there was an interesting discussion on the bandwagon that I think posted yesterday, and they were discussing the idea of tempo in Magic, and they were trying to define what the idea of tempo was. And as they were dancing around everything, I started thinking about the idea of tempo in DDO, and it's not just a matter of the pace of the game, but it's the time of feel good versus the time of feel bad. And these are changes that feel bad, right? Like, these are changes that are just going to add negative tempo to the game. Where if they would make a change where, and again, I would be okay with it if they wanted to charge plat, like, more than that. If they want to use the House P guy and have him make those buff last an hour, I'm fine with that. But I feel like it's just a way to suck more platinum out of the game, because they feel like people have too much platinum. I don't know. You guys have successfully shifted topics, so I guess we'll let it go. Alright, let's see. I've got time for a couple more of these, so let's do a couple more before I run out of time. Like I said before, I have to go put a refrigerator in my mother-in-law's house and get rid of her old one. I assume that Remington will be here pretty close to 2. I mean, that doesn't feel like a bad thing. Warboin says, Plat, there's nothing worth buying anymore because all the new stuff is bound to account unsellable. Sure, and that's, like I said, I don't know why they feel like they need to empty the Plat. Right? Like, I don't understand the need to make a Plat sink. Because if you go to House Fjarlin and use the House Fjarlin buffs, you can get the same 30 resistances. And you get the House Fjarlin buffs basically by doing Tangle Root, which nobody likes doing because you can't do Tangle Root on Reaper. So now you're basically running through an auto brain off quest as low level as you can get away with. So you can do and get your resistances. And then the resistances only last 30 minutes. So now you're running back to there every 30 minutes to get your resistances and then carrying on with the quest. Like, it's just a thing. So you can afford Reaper Wings every life? I mean, you probably could if that's a cosmetic that's important enough to you. Like, if it's important enough for you to earn Reaper Wings every life, I guess you could. I don't know why anyone would do that, but you could. It's a change, in my opinion, that feels bad for no reason other than to feel bad. Yeah, it's another time sink. And that's not why I log on for. I log in for the satisfaction of seeing this blue bar go across the screen and ticking away and grinding through to my long-term goal of getting all of my lives done. Like, that's the satisfaction I see, is when this bar goes across the screen. It's my Skinner box button. I fully admit it. Leveling is the thing that hits my pleasure button in my brain. That is it. That is the thing. Alright, let's record my Tomb of the Shadow Knight, because it's a pain. And we'll see how long we got from there. Alright, greetings and salutations, everyone. It is I, Samius, and once again, we are doing another Road Most Traveled video. This time, Tomb of the Shadow Knight. We're going to try to knock out a bunch of these Tomb videos here in a row and get them all posted at the same time. A lot of people dislike doing the Tomb series. aka Necro 2 is another popular label for it. I've always actually liked Necro 2 the most. A lot of the Necro quests I find to be really good, but Necro 2 I think is some of the ones that are the best. I will say there's a couple of weird exceptions here, and I'm just going to have to cross my fingers and hope that I don't get murdered. But, I forgot to talk to this guy. But, there's a debuff called Taint of Shadow, which drains your strength and can kill you through a, let's get this going, and can kill you through, through death block. And basically, if your strength becomes 0 while you're under the effect of a Taint of Shadow, you die. So you got to keep that in mind. Keep a close eye on your strength damage. Keep a close eye on your debuffs, which means you may have to fire off some resistance, or not resistances, restorations, and or heal scrolls or whatever. There is a... Oh my gosh, now I can't think of what it's called. I have to get Tobrell in voice chat so he can tell me. Spawn screen. You can use spawn screen to block the Taint of Shadow death effect, but not the strength damage. So if you find yourself dying to that, it's a good idea. Good idea. All right. Let's talk about this quest. This quest is a big square with lots of offshoots. Doesn't really matter which way you start. Just pick a direction and go. In the middle, let me figure out how to describe this real quick. So on each wall, north, south, east, and west, there will be 3 doors. And those doors go from the right side, the rightmost section, if you're looking at the whichever the cardinal direction is, or the most counterclockwise of the wall. If you look around, here we go. If you look around the clockwise, and you'll take that clockwise door around, counterclockwise door clockwise around the outside. In the middle, there's going to be a key. The key will open that door. So, for example, I just came into this middle room to the north, picked up a key. There'll be 2 chests pretty much always. I don't think there's one that doesn't. But you, if you don't want to have to deal with like extra traps or extra fighting or whatever, look for the chest that doesn't have the bumps on it. So like this is a treasure chest because it's got bumps on it. This is a quest chest because it's rounded on the top. It doesn't have any bumps on it. So keep that in mind. The other thing to kind of think about is this quest has a lot of traps in it, and you actually get bonus experience points for doing the traps. And a lot of the experience from this quest, in fact, does come from doing the trap optional. So it is a good one to grab some optional experience in that regard. All right, so we got our key from the middle. We go around to our counterclockwise door so we can start working our way clockwise to the quest. Makes a lot of sense, right? Ah, here we go. There's our Taint of Shadow debuff. Must have got hit by it. Oh, we just got hit by the Reaper too. Are we gonna get you murdered? Are we gonna get you murdered? Can our healer come and heal us in time? That's right, taint. Tainted. No, just heal us. Spend less time looking at the map and talking and doing the quest. Come on, a couple more. Couple more. We get all the way to spelled? No. Or did I just not cast the shield spell earlier? Must have got at least partially dispelled. Lost both shield and mage armor. Alright, good rescue. Good rescue. Another Plague Witcher Reaper. Alright, there's also a pretty good variety of monsters in this quest. Mostly undead, but not all undead, obviously. They're trying to kill us, boys. They're trying to kill us. Sometimes you can like find a sweet spot and do this control panel without opening the door, but I find most of the time not. Maybe I should have went ahead and prepared Firewall for this quest. When I was preparing my spells and doing my gear and stuff, I didn't think about the fact that I didn't think through my quest option very high. If I did, I probably would have firewalled here. People are playing with the chat room. I can tell. Oh man. Experience for killing that spider. Pretty good. Take it. Alright. Now, the goal. The goal of this weird quest. Now we're at our first one of 4. There are 4 altars, one on each side, north, south, east, and west, that we have to activate. Purify the northern altar. Now, some of these altars have traps involved around them, some of them do not. So a lot of the times, just to err on the side of caution, I like to stand over here and have my hireling activate the altar. This one does not have a problem. Okay, I lied. This one's very much a problem. But that's why we stand over here, so we don't make these kind of mistakes and die. Man, I did not think that was it. Alright, well, never mind. Apparently I was way wrong. Splendid is now falling. Thank you, my friend. Her wasn't quite right on how to say your name, I presume. Splendid. Splendid ID. If you would like me to make fun of your name or say it wrong or whatever, all you have to do is follow over on twitch.tv. Why did you do that? Come on. Things to do. Alright. The other thing that I will tell you is you want to do this quest in a counterclockwise motion. Again, it doesn't matter where you start at, but go around counterclockwise. That way you will always clear your way to the middle. You hit the middle, clear your way to where you need the entry point. Then when you exit, you should be mostly fine. AKA do as I say, not as I do. On that first one. Warlock Fish is watching me. Sobrello's having way too much fun now that he has learned where the emote button is.
I used to be a sculptor. Many of these
Once again, pointy chest. Pointy chest equals treasure. Which equals... Oh, good. Lag. Doesn't always equal lag, but it happened to equal lag today, I guess. Let's focus on the Demon Soul. If we can get it off of our healer, that would be lovely. So once again, we're going to disable the traps. I am not going to do the treasure trap. And we're going to go to the one that doesn't have the bumps on it. Get our key. Man, there's a weird bit of lag running through this hallway right here. Do you see this? Yeah, pretty consistent too. I wonder none of those guys dispelled. Or when we got our rune arm switched. Alright, 2 trap boxes right here. I don't remember if these guys take damage from the traps. I feel like they do not, but we can... We'll get a little bit of attention and activate. Or try to activate the traps. Come on. I guess I activated one of the boxes, so they don't want to activate it all. Alright, so what a lot of people will do, myself included, is I'll just like fireball back here, activate a bunch of these guys and bring them in. Just want to kind of clear that back a little bit. There we go. Another wave of junk. Alright, looks good. Other traps typically down these rows of breakables, sarcophagi. Again, I'm not a big go do all the breakables guy. If you have somebody who likes to do breakables, it's a lot of extra experience. Of course, the traps are in there too. See if we can. Okay, no trap box down here. Let's see what this does. Oh, that did pretty well. That's a pretty reasonable rate of return. Make sure anything else here is broken. I don't know what percentage of the quests breakables are right here, but it feels like a pretty reasonable amount. And I thought that thing was a Reaper for a minute, charging me really quickly. Well, I got it highlighted. So where'd you go, Dorcas? Get back out here. Let our hireling walk up to us. Look at all them trap boxes. I'm not sure why we're getting so much oddball lag today. Started when Tobrell started watching. It's probably Tobrell's fault. Not sure how yet, but it just feels like it's probably the answer. Alright, this one is not trapped. Though I said that last time too, but it's one of the ones that I feel like I don't have to worry about. Sproul's having way too much fun with the emotes again. Alright, so since we actually cleared properly, you notice that we didn't get ambushed when we walked out of the door. We can just continue on our leisurely pace around. Keep an eye out for collectibles. They like to hide one or two somewhere along this way. Inside that Pyrrhic, and there'll be one over here. Another quick 1,000 experience for killing a champ dog. Oh, you know, here's something that we should probably throw out there for no good reason. Finish this off before my hireling croaks and I show you this, because this is a little bit of just a waste of time type thing. But the inside of these are hollow, and some of them, depending on the direction that you're standing, you can actually jump down inside there. Doesn't do anything. It's not like it's a big tactical advantage. And in fact, sometimes it's really difficult to get out again once you're up there, or in there. But you can the Tainted Shadow. But in a lot of those you can jump in. It's kind of like Slash sleeping under the bench in the 12. No one will ever find you. secrets. Secrets. Get all those secret doors. Make sure this guy getting behind me isn't a Carnage Reaper. Who was? And the animation on those guys need to be slightly different. I know we've talked about that a bunch of times before on the stream in the past, but at least color shift them. Come on. For a lever, right? Cabrella's lost it. His new favorite thing now has been discovered. Okay, I always like to remind people right here. Shoot this lever. And then there's a trap right there in the middle. So you want to walk around so you can see the heads now. You want to walk around the outside, around these pillars. Pretty much whenever you see a pillar like this in the game, it means something. And usually it means walk around me. Or at least take a second and look around. I'll lock herself in here. Alright, please shoot at the reticule. Okay, didn't want to mouse look at today apparently. Okay. Oh, we lost our shield spell again. We have the mage armor boost, but we don't have the mage armor running either. What is going on? Alright, so this one, we're going to get a bunch of guys to spawn at this shrine. So we should have one more side left to go.
Medassia has awoken. Quickly, strike now.
Really? Huh. We'll see if this guy comes and attacks us without doing this last altar, but shouldn't be. Man. Never say that there's not the occasional bug occurring.
Unlike my colleague, the Shadow Guard, the rogue loves the water.
Should be some trap boxes around. Yep, 2. I guess it's my fault. I left her in attack mode, but I told her to stand still, so we got a combination of the two. She ran out to attack, and then she stood still in the trap. Masterful as always. Did get picked up, didn't it? I didn't read my chest log or quest log. Then I told her to stand so here. She still ran through the trap area. Oh, my hero. Alright, we're almost there. 5 more traps, we'll have the 20 experience. 20 trap experience total, which we're pretty close. Like, we're right on track. I think there's one more after that. Which I have gotten before, but I do not remember what we did. I think there's a 30. Definitely inquisitive or auto search builds are definitely pretty awesome for this quest. I thought there was one over here. Okay, guess not. Got a couple of trap boxes here. Jump to the end and get this one first. And then we'll go stand preferably in the middle of 2 darts like that. There it is. So 7,500 additional experience. Okay. Thought there was another tier. Alright, so the big bad guy should basically start running towards us now. He'll come from the middle. There he is. So it's like 30,000 plus what, 2 more, so call it 32,000 experience. Again, things would be much quicker had we was able to divide some of these things out. Well, not too bad. Let's see, it says 29 minutes and 445 Reaper experience. So that is pretty good. Like I said, this quest is one of the ones that people dislike because they don't understand how it works. The swim is one, the 2 levers, and the other like layering boxes. But we'll get them all done over the next couple of videos, so please stay tuned. Again, as always, remember that this is part of my Twitch.tv series. So feel free to jump over to twitch.tv and watch live there. Or smash that like button over here on YouTube. I really would appreciate it. Hope you have a wonderful day. Toodles. Alright. Well, unfortunately, I think we're getting pretty close to the end of our stream this morning. Also, like I said, I gotta go take that 43. Take my mother-in-law that refrigerator. And while I wait, I'm gonna go have some breakfast and try to upload some of these videos that we've been recording. Does anybody have any comments, questions, etc.? I thought he did. I thought he had the rots, the smell bads. And we'll discuss any of that real quick before we take off. Otherwise, I'm gonna go get some breakfast. I think I might go cube a little roast and fry it up and make some eggs. Maybe cube it up with a little bit of bacon. I'd even poach an egg. Actually, really starting to enjoy poaching eggs. After Darks, like I said, for the foreseeable future, I will probably be recording these videos. Doesn't mean we can't have After Dark-ish conversations between videos, and I'm happy to pause to do that. But I do want to continue to move through the quest at a reasonable pace and try to whoa. Yeah, that's right. And try to move through, get things done. Alright, I think we're at the point also that we want to go ahead and switch back out of these as weapon sets. Just go Ratcatcher, Rune Arm, Rivian, other Rune Arm. Maybe we do still put together a quick action set on both of these, but like our default. But I wanted to basically be able to switch Rune Arms here. Yeah, I'm going to do my best to have a good day. I hope you guys have a good day as well. Alright, so let's take a quick look and see. That is not the right button. Quick look and see. So, bro, you don't happen to be getting ready to turn on your stream, are you? It's like Deep Reap's doing some stuff, Noob's doing some stuff, Psycho Blonde is doing some stuff. No, you're working on stuff? Okay, cool. Who haven't we thrown it to in a long time? We haven't thrown it to Nuberkai in a long time. But I think yeah, you know what? Let's throw it to this Xanthafar guy. Oops. Did I copy? Just for a little bit of a change of pace. You like him? Alright, done deal. Alright. With that, everybody, I'm going to go get some breakfast. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Today's going to be really busy. I've got to, like I said, get the refrigerator switched. It's Monday Night Magic. The wife wants to do something. I forget what. So I'll do my best. I should be here at 10 o'clock at the latest, but if I get an opportunity to come back just a little bit early, I'll do that. Did it go? Alright, it did go. Alright, for those of you still watching someplace else, I hope you have a wonderful day. We'll see you later. Toodles.